Being a professional snowboarder, you travel a lot. Being able to travel and go to all these amazing far out locations, in a way, helped me to really value home. Where you feel at peace and where you're surrounded by people, energy that makes you happy, and where you feel content. Snowboarding first came into my life when I was 6 years old. From then on, it was just a part of my life. I fell in love with snowboarding because of the films and seeing that side of it. And I knew that in order to get there, I'd have to kind of prove myself.
One of the most dominating female athletes on the planet in snowboarding. Give it up for Hana Beaman.
You spooked me.
Hana was definitely one of my role models in snowboarding for sure. She's had a super long, super successful career. I think she's been pro for 18 years. I just say she's legend status.
The life of a pro snowboarder. It's a lot of highs. It's a lot of being nervous and dealing with the unknown. You get to travel to places that are amazing, see different cultures. Ugh, it's so cliche, but it is so much more of a lifestyle than like a training regimen. That's what had always drawn me to it. It's like, yeah, I want to be a good snowboarder, but it was always because I really enjoyed the people it drew.
We're up here at Eagle Crest. Season's winding down, not too much snow left, but we're gonna get after it.
I really just value those moments that I get up in the mountains. A time that I can, in a way, clock out and just go snowboard for myself.
We just got soaked.
I'm kind of shifting, trying to find a better balance for myself as far as like other interests that I'd like to pursue. So it's the end of the season here in Alaska, and Mary and I decided to road trip back down to Washington. Alaska is the place to come for snowboarding, but it's also so much more than that.
Caressing icebergs.
It's multi-dimensional, and we're finally getting to like see that dimension up here this time of year.
I'm definitely in complete awe exploring Alaska. It just seems so healthy and alive and remote. Definitely gives you that feeling of just being small and putting life into perspective.
We are at the hot spring.
I see just like such a strong person in Mary. Don't tell me I can't do something. Don't tell me what I'm capable of, and they're unapologetic about it. I feel like I see a little bit of myself in Mary, and it's cool to see that as an older female snowboarder.
So as a pro snowboarder, I definitely am on the road more than 50% of the year. It can be a battle at times with being on the road and being at home. But, you know, I made homes all over the country just with the friendships and bonds I've made. I think that community is what defines home for me.
Yakutat is like a sleepy little fishing, hunting town in a unassuming little bay. And it has some of the most impressive scenery and like nicest people.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
I'm Jack.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Hana.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Welcome to Icy Waves.
Yeah, this place is awesome.
Who's
So-
this?
That is Claire Benablacqua. That's at the graveyards, actually.
Line up.
Got to show you guys some of my. Here's my women's board. I'll have you guys sign this before you leave.
Are
There's
you
Erica
sure?
Hennessini,
No.
Gabrielle Mamiya. Some of the great surfers around the world. Yakutat is like a hidden little spot for many, many years. We don't have any surf guides. It's not geared toward surfing per se, other than we have lots of surf spots here. I always remind everybody it's all about having fun, enjoying your life, enjoying the moment. That's one of the cool things about surfing, is that moment you're on the surfboard and you're going down the wave, that's all you're thinking about. You're not thinking about your problems, not thinking about next week or the week ahead. You're just thinking about going down that wave. And
I've surfed cold water before, but I've never surfed cold water surrounded by mountains like this. It's pretty unreal. Usually I feel like I've been pretty like in my own bubble when we go on road trips with like our crew, and we have a pretty set goal of like what we do. But it's been nice to kind of just have time away from quote unquote working. It's nice to be going with the wind, you know?
I've had moments where I'm like, oh, like I feel like, yeah, I did it. I proved it. I've earned my spot. And then just as quick, I'm always like, what do I gotta do to like maintain, like to do this? Like that comfort is fleeting. There's just this constant undertone of like always having to prove yourself no matter what you've done.
Just being a professional snowboarder in itself is a huge uncertainty. You learn to not live by expectations, and you know, you hope for the best, but you're okay with the worst, and just trying to learn from each moment no matter what it delivers.
Being on the road so much, it's like it's hard to curate friendships and relationships that are like deeper, you know? I've had my like little like snowboard family in Mammoth. Everybody kind of went different ways, and I moved, went to Salt Lake. In Salt Lake I found a snowboard family, like with a bunch of the girls that lived there, and we did filming there with those crews, and eventually that crew changed. They found different paths in lives, and they moved, and kind of just looking for a balance between like a snowboard community and normal home and community at home.
Good night, Hana.
Good night, Mary. being able to travel and go to all these amazing, different, far out locations definitely shifted my perspective. To see so many different ways of people living, in a way, helped me really appreciate what I value.
I admire a lot about Hana. You know, she took me under her wing, and I definitely hope to be able to pass on knowledge that I've gained from Hana. Passing on love, a huge part of it for me.
I would tell Mary to take the time to get to know who you are and what you want, and to make sure that you keep yourself happy through all of this.
I define success in my snowboarding as just challenging myself each day and then continuously working towards my life in other ways and not having snowboarding define my whole being. Once it ends, you know, I'll be fine.
Oh, I'm tired.
What a road trip.
Alrighty. Mary.
Bye. That was so great.
So fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll see you soon.
We'll see you again
Okay.
soon.
Through snowboarding, I've had a lot of challenges that have forced me to look at myself and kind of figure out what I believe and who I am.
To meet the man who waits.
I'll always have passion for snowboarding and I'll always be a snowboarder, but I also feel like I want to have that space to explore other things.
When you tell him what you've done,
Having a place that you can be at peace and relax and feel comfortable and feel familiar and be surrounded by things that you enjoy and people you love. There's something to be said for that. Home is kind of like within you, right? Like you are your home, and where you live is like your soul.
baby sister, we know the God's got mercy, but not enough to waste on men like him. Oh, baby sister, we know the God's got mercy. Sister, put away your guns. He said it